Welcome, and thank you for joining me on your mat today for this 10-minute yoga flow for emotional release. As I am a trauma-informed yoga teacher and a psychology graduate, it is so important to me to find healing through our yogic practices and our meditative practices. So we'll be hopping on our mat today and moving through any stuck and heavy energy that we have in the body and also in our mind. Let's begin. We will meet in a child's pose, so coming down into all fours and bringing the big toes to touch and the knees out as wide as the mat. Now, if this positioning does not support our hips, we can bring the knees in together and drape our upper body over the thighs. And we will be taking this moment to focus on our breath and also focus on whatever is present for us right now. So I encourage you to mentally check in with the physical body, see if there's any tension here, try to use the breath to soften, but also checking in with our mind. So seeing if there's any negative or racing thoughts, or we are just having a hard time being fully present in this moment. There is no judgment or labels here. We are just meeting ourselves exactly where we are today. Take 3 more cycles of breath. And on your next exhale, slowly begin to peel your way through tabletop. So just stacking the bones here, bringing the shoulders over the wrist and the knees right underneath our hips. We will begin to move through cats and cows. So on an inhale, we drop the belly and the gaze goes up. And then exhale, round the spine like a black cat. And keeping it going as we use our breath to guide our flow. Following our inhales, following our exhales. And if it feels good for you, you can find a little organic movement or maybe even some feminine energy here as we bump the hips left to right, front to back. Maybe we bend at the elbows, just kind of creating some circles with the upper body. And we can even just take some circles on the wrist here, working through the forearms. Just tapping into whatever feels good here. Moving energy that is stuck in our energetic body that doesn't belong there out. With every movement and every breath. It might even feel good to tuck the toes under and sink the hips back or flip the palms. Just working through your forearms and your wrist. Just finding any extra movements as we are here for 2 more cycles of breath. And then we'll slowly find some stillness here and set ourselves up for downward facing dog. So tucking the toes under and lifting the hips up to the ceiling and taking our dog for a walk. So pedaling through the feet and the backs of our legs. Finding lots of length here in our spine, pressing away from the earth. And then slowly and mindfully, we will walk our palms to our feet. So as we meet here, hinging at our hips, I encourage you to have a nice bend in your knees here. Maybe the belly comes to the tops of your thighs, and we will set ourselves up for ragdoll. So grabbing opposite elbows with the palms and just finding a gentle sway here, side to side, dangling the upper half of the body, shaking our head, yes and no, and just kind of working through our neck. And as you find this nice long length down the spine, you should feel a beautiful decompression here on the low back body and on the nape of the neck. We will begin to take some sundials here, so peek at me to get the hang of this, and then once you're ready, you can jump right in. We will inhale, keeping our palms on our elbows, sweep the elbows up to the right, overhead, over to the left, and then down back into our ragdoll. So just creating this circle here with the upper back body as we inhale, bringing the upper half of the body up, and then exhale, rounding your way back down. Keep it going here, move with your breath. Inhale in, sweeping the body over to the right and up overhead, and then exhale. The body makes its way to the left and then back down into our ragdoll. And just kind of play with this movement here. So continue to follow your breath. No need to peek at me any longer as long as you have the hang of this. This should feel so good here in the shoulder blades, in the back body, and in the backs of the legs as you fold every time. And taking it nice and slow. There's no need to rush. We want to make sure we're breathing deep. And if you haven't already, rotate your circle in the opposite direction. Just making sure we're getting all of the parts of the body, all of the corners, all of the angles. And take 2 more cycles here. Find this place where you can even this out. And then exhale, forward fold. Release the elbows, let the arms hang loose, nice bend in the knees. We'll slowly begin to stack the spine, vertebrae by vertebrae, till we rise up into our Tadasana, mountain pose. So once you land here, bring your feet out as wide as your yoga mat. The toes can point out slightly if it feels better on the ankles. And we are going to move through a juicy body wave here. So again, take a peek at me just so you can get the hang of this. We're going to inhale, find some length in our body, slight back bend, and then exhale. Bend at the knees, forward fold, wide leg here. Inhale, rise. Shoulders come back. Exhale, bend into the knees. And dropping the crown of the head down between the legs. Keep it going. Take 2 more cycles. Finding this movement, releasing anything that is no longer serving us on every exhale. And once you feel complete, come back to standing. And we'll take just some movements here that'll be really good for us to kind of let go of any tension, any stress in the upper body. So we'll inhale in, reach the arms up overhead. And then on an exhale, we sweep the arms down in a fast motion, releasing our breath. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, let it go. Last round here. Inhale, reach, take up space. Exhale, release. Beautiful. We will slowly make our way from forward fold into a comfortable seat. So bringing the legs out long. And if you have a blanket or a bolster or a pillow that you would like to bring to the backs of the knees, please do so here. And we're just going to take a nice fold here. So inhale in, reach the arms up. Exhale, folding over the legs. Careful not to push yourself here. We'll take 4 cycles of breath. And take your last 2 cycles of breath. And slowly rise up and make your way all the way down to your back. We will set ourselves up in Supta Baddha Konasana, cobbler's pose. So bringing the soles of the feet to touch and our knees out wide. Bring your left palm to your heart and your right palm to your stomach. Take this moment to just feel the body, feel the breath, and know that anything that you're dealing with right now or anything that you're feeling is only temporary, and that your yoga practice is here to support you. We will take 3 cycles of breath, continuing to use our exhale to release any physical tension, any thoughts or anything that's not serving us here. Take your last cycle of breath, and we will close here today on our backs. You can, of course, stay in Shavasana for as long as the body allows, but we will bring our palms together and bring the thumbs up to the third eye, forever creating this safe and sacred space for each and every one of you. Namaste.